Many companies setting up plants in SIP are taking a long-term view and look for returns over a 5 to 10-year period. That augurs well for the park. Nevertheless, SIP officials are making plans to further strengthen the park's competitiveness.
We have to find a way to help those industries that have been here more than 10 years old to create more value add. The human capital right now is quite scarce, especially the skilled one. They can choose to work in Suzhou Industrial Park, they can choose to work in the neighboring park, or even go to Shanghai. Okay, so how to create a social environment for the people, for the worker to work here and enjoy working here, and so that their family member can enjoy the benefits of being together.
This Central Park is one of the first social gathering areas SIP constructed, giving it a feel of Suzhou's unique garden architecture. To the students, it's a perfect place for research. To some others, it's a great spot for recreation. To the Singapore and Chinese governments, the Central Park is a symbol of their joint efforts in developing SIP, represented by the Statue of Cooperation.
We have reached a stage where both parties has created a success in this park, and both parties recognize their own strengths and to reconcile the differences and to move forward. I think this process that involves a lot of learning and relearning, even for Singapore side or for the Chinese side. And it's a natural process, right? I don't think that Singapore side will always think that they are better. No. Things is moving faster and faster. And it's only for two parties, for two countries, for two leaders, for the two projects, people to see how we can move forward and leverage on the strength of both parties and for mutual benefit.
Today we have almost established the frame of a new city. In the beginning we do have this dream, but now the dream comes to true. Maybe just in part of the SIP, not the whole. We still have to spend maybe 20 or 30 years to finish all the corner of the SIP, but we can see the future from the current development.
Indeed, SIP's average GDP growth rate has been above 40% for the past few years. SIP officials hope the longer-term growth rate would still be double-digit, hovering around 20%.
Suzhou Industrial Park is becoming a model for other industrial parks in China. Suzhou Industrial Park will be listed in year 2005. And by the listing is going to be a benchmark for other industrial parks to follow suit in terms of management, in terms of providing excellent services, and looking into the hardware investments and especially the infrastructure.
One of the youngest yet most vigorous development zones in China, SIP is a main contributor to Suzhou's GDP in 2003. The city's GDP reached 280 billion RMB, ranking 5th in China. Suzhou's modernization process may be growing at an unprecedented rate, but it'll not discard its old charm, which has been the main money spinner for its tourist industry. Suzhou is pumping in 6 billion RMB to give the old city more than a facelift, and it's applying to accord the entire old city World Heritage status. The old Suzhou and the new Suzhou are making the city charming to both tourists and investors alike. This two-pronged strategy will go a long way in strengthening Suzhou's economic muscles.